This was the worst wildfire season on record. We had over 2 million hectares burned across Manitoba. That impacted over 1,000 structures for us. We've had over 6,000 customers out as a result of wildfires throughout the province. The fire started in May, and that was mostly along the east side of the province. And it started going north, and it was hundreds of fires burning. So it was really hard to get out of the wildfire response and get into restoration because we had to respond to the fire first.
We knew there was damage, we knew poles were down, but we couldn't get to them for days and sometimes weeks due to active wildfire and smoke in the area. So even doing an aerial assessment to find out what the damages looked like was difficult. To the latter part of the season, we had a lot of impacts where access was very difficult. They're very remote locations, and so it's very hard to get access to transmission or sub-transmission lines, and we're working on incredibly inhospitable terrain. This really presented a difficult challenge to Manitoba Hydro.
At the start, you have to get, clearances from Wildfire Services. They have to clear the zone for us to even go in, to make it safe for everybody. And then also it's getting all the workers in here because we have to fly in. And with all the fires going on, helicopters and planes were being used for the fires. We had a lot of days we couldn't fly because of smoke. That was a setback as well. Yeah, you're isolated. It's either you fly in or you come in on the train. And we had to wait a bit for the train. They had to inspect their rail line and make sure that it was safe to travel on, and then it was just mobilizing equipment. Once we got a good handle on Puckatawagan, we started making a plan to come into Laurie River and get that fixed up.
We started out in Puckatawagan, just a kind of a smaller situation than this. We thought that was going to be the brunt of it, but about 2 weeks into getting things going, we were about to energize, and then another big rager fire came through, and this one seems to be like 10 times worse. Yeah, it's definitely difficult for sure.
Yeah, we've been at it for a couple months, so it's just our attitude is if people's lights are off, then that's when we go to work. And with something like this, people are displaced from their homes, partially because they have no power. We take it upon ourselves to fix that problem. So that's just what we do. All the guys, sacrificed a lot of their summer, a big part of their summers, and missed out on things with their kids and wives and girlfriends.
Working out here in the 14-hour days, that's one thing, but when you're thinking about home and stuff, that's plays the biggest toll on someone. It's definitely difficult for sure, but yeah, we understand the severity of there's a whole communities out of power, so we could just only imagine what they feel too.
It's been a long summer, but rewarding. We're getting people's lights back on and then back in their houses, so it's all worth it.
This one has been so different because it lasted for months. We started watching our first wildfire in April, and we still expect to be watching hopefully our last wildfires in October. So it was very different than anything I've ever seen before. It wasn't just an operational response, and it wasn't just a construction and restoration response. It truly required all of Manitoba Hydro.
It required a whole bunch of people across the province to work together, and a big thank you to all of the Manitoba Hydro family, to Manitoba Wildfire Services, to the first responders, to the firefighters, to everybody who helped fight this worst wildfire season on record.